everybody. I wanted to do a quick follow-up video to my last two. I had some questions about how to specifically implement boundaries for your life. So everybody's life is different and everybody's purpose in life is different. Boundaries should be the things that guide and guard your purpose. So for example, if I know where I'm going, I have a vision for my life. I know what I'm here to do and I know what's needed from me in order to complete that purpose. The scary thing for a lot of people isn't setting the vision for their life and knowing their purpose. It's actually leaving behind things that they have grown used to, even if those things don't serve them. So this can be very intimidating for people. When you start to implement boundaries, especially for people who have never had boundaries implemented before at all, you're going to receive pushback. And it can be difficult for you at first because you're going to feel as though all of these things are coming against you and you don't know if this is the right thing that you should be doing. In my previous two videos, I tried to outline the purpose of boundaries, why you need them, why this fits into Christian theology, and even how it's taken from the life of Jesus and why he knew that boundaries were going to serve him. You know, you can have lots of contact with lots of people, but that doesn't mean everybody needs to be in your inner circles. So for you and your purpose, you need to decide, what do my inner circles look like? What are these different rings, concentric rings of people in my life going to look like? When you have come to accept what your purpose is and you know what your vision is for your life, boundaries first have to be respected and implemented by you. So you have to say, yes, I agree, this is my purpose. I'm committed 100% to doing this. And I understand that I need to be respectful of these boundaries because they serve me, they serve my purpose, they serve God. So when you look at those things, you have got to be willing to be dedicated to your boundaries because you cannot ask other people to enforce the boundaries for you. So once you have that, once you are okay with accepting you are going to experience loss of activities, of people, of places, because there are going to be people that will not accept your boundaries. There will be people who will push back. You wouldn't be watching this video and wanting to learn about how to set boundaries if everybody around you already accepted your boundaries. So once you accept that there is going to be pushback, but you are so dedicated to your purpose that you are willing to push through, then the next thing is to really take an inventory, evaluate your life. Are you sowing into places with your time, with your talents, with your money that are not serving your purpose, that are no longer beneficial to you? Boundaries in terms of protecting our relationships, our time, our value, our commitments, those change with the seasons that we go through in life. What you were committed to when you were 20 years old is going to change by the time you're 35. You should have gone through a lot of different seasons in life, and so you've needed different boundaries. This is how you need to approach boundaries as not an established thing. For a season, you may need to disconnect yourself from a person or from a place or from a specific event. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's supposed to be for the rest of your life. And so keeping it all in perspective will really help you to establish and enforce boundaries. Once you've come up with the inventory of where you sow your time, your talents, and your money, look at your purpose. How does those things measure up? If you have a dream of being a master carpenter, a lot of your time should be spent in an apprenticeship role. You should be learning from people who can train you in that. But if you're spending a lot of your time playing video games or doing other things that aren't serving your ultimate goal, your ultimate destiny, you need to really reevaluate where you're sowing your time and adjust accordingly. Even if that means you're going to offend some friends who you always get together with every Tuesday to play the video game, you've got to be dedicated to your purpose and understand that different seasons will require different boundaries to be set. Boundaries aren't just about keeping people out. I'm not just trying to keep people and places and different things away from me. I'm actually trying to fill up my life with the things that serve me, with the things that feed me. I want the people who are closest to me to be protected. These boundaries are to keep good people, good things, good events in my life, as well as keep the bad things out of my life. All of this is done through an assessment. You need to take a look at your life and decide what season you're in and what's required of you in this moment. And from there, you can set up boundaries. Once you have an idea of what needs to be shifted in your life in terms of where you're sowing your time, your talents, and your money, you need to look at what establishing those boundaries will look like. How will you adjust the things that need to be adjusted, especially when it comes to your interaction with people? So think in advance about what the consequences will be. First, I really encourage people to give everybody that you might potentially need to cut ties with the option. If this person is simply just taking up too much of your time, you don't need to cut them out of your life altogether, unless that time is really destructive. But let's say you really just need to be spending 1 or 2 hours with this person a week, but instead, once you get on the phone with them, you end up talking all night and then you're late for work the next morning because you've overslept and things like that. You need to set up a firm boundary. Hey, I love talking with you, but I can only talk for 1 hour when we get on the phone. So I'm going to set a timer from the time that we answer the phone, and when 1 hour comes off, I need us to just cut the conversation off wherever it is. Do you agree with this? If they say no, then the obvious answer is that you just don't call them until they have reevaluated their own values and that they see that your time needs to be respected. You know, these things need to be taken seriously by you. You have to have these consequences, both good and bad, put in place. If somebody is constantly showing up on time, they are invested in my friendship, they want our relationship to continue to grow, then I want to give this person more opportunities. We have the same goals. They want to feed into my vision. I want to open up more opportunities to this person as they prove themselves over time to build a lasting friendship with me. So consequences aren't just negative things. They have both positive and negative things attached to them. And you need to have these things put in place, these steps, these protocols, these predetermined decisions in your life so that it can facilitate the flow of people, places, and things much more easily. When you have the vision for your purpose and you are so set on that, you are going to start attracting people who are so on that same wavelength. You know, they want the same thing. They are also determined. They are also focused. And this kind of synergy will work in your favor. The hard part is always going to be at first implementing them and starting with what you have, because you can't build with something that you don't have yet. If you don't have good boundaries, you probably don't have a lot of people that are around you that can help you build towards your purpose, build with your vision, because they don't know what it's like to manage time well or to be respectful in relationships and things like this. So you have to look at what you're doing right now as how it's going to benefit you in the future. Not just that it's hard now. Everything is going to be hard. At some point, you're going to have to do something hard in your life. You know, is what you have now what you want to leave for your children? So really think about what it is that you want to build and start doing that 110%, even if it means cutting some people out for the time being. You know, and it doesn't have to be done in a rude way. Just state your position. These are my boundaries. Do you agree? Yes or no? And allow them to make that choice. You know, they either get to say, yes, I respect you and I respect your time. I respect your values and the boundaries that you put around these things. And I want to operate in those constraints. I still want to do it. Or they can say, no, I don't want to do that. And it's their choice and they get to walk away from it. But nonetheless, when I'm forced to do this with people, I like to leave a door open. You know, this door is going to be open to you if you ever feel that you can operate within these constraints. If you take these measures, if you show me some fruit that has been done in your life, that you have really made a change, you know, because oftentimes we allow what people to say to us, we allow that to be the fruit. When that's not fruit, those are just words, right? I should see some tangible action associated with it. When somebody has broken my trust, I don't need to just shut everybody else out now from my life because I can't trust people. No, I'm going to build my system of boundaries in a smarter way. Even for that person, if you've broken my trust one time, we're human. We're going to make mistakes. We should have grace in some situations. So I'm going to give you another opportunity, but you're going to have to show me that your words are producing some sort of fruit. So you're never going to do that again. You're never going to say that again. And these are true boundaries. If you do it again, I'm closing the door. This door isn't just open for you to keep coming through whenever you feel like it. Your words aren't the magic password to get inside of the boundary. So we've really got to establish these in our lives once we have a vision and have a purpose. If we keep making the same mistakes over and over again, we're going to keep getting the same results. I hope this has really helped you kind of process why we have boundaries. Remember, boundaries guide you to your purpose. They should be the outline that directs your life towards your destiny. And boundaries aren't just to keep people out, they're to keep people in. They're to protect relationships with whom are so necessary that your destiny isn't going to be fulfilled if these things aren't around you. So I hope this has helped you again, and I look forward to connecting with you again soon.
Thanks so much for watching my video. Be sure to subscribe and turn on the notifications so you don't miss a thing.